Kisuk Wislam, Kisuk Kukya, Kisuk Quiet, Kapinishkish. Hello everyone, it is your host Kenshuke Tashmiat, also known as Peter Not So White. And yet again, for the second week in a row, we are re-recording this episode. This is my second time recording this episode. I sat down the other day, recorded it, went to edit it right away to upload it, and the file for some reason in Photo Booth was corrupt. Wasn't working, wasn't showing up. So I need to figure out a new program to record my podcast. Just because, I need to fix that error. And this week, I kind of want to talk about a situation or a thing we can do going into the new year. As I record this, there is like 11 days left, 12 days left in the year. And, the new year, new me situation, right? Where people want to change their lives. They really want to become better. They really want to become the best version of themselves. And that's why I created this podcast. And one thing that's really helped me, and I actually learned this when I was down in Los Angeles in 2019, pre-pandemic. It was like before the summer. It was early May in 2019. I went to a UPW event through Tony Robbins. Some of you might know who Tony Robbins is. And I learned this thing when I went down to the UPW event. And it honestly changed my life. Because I do this now throughout my life. And, I allowed this to kind of stack up and accumulate this summer with my vlogs. I learned the hard way not how to do vlogs. I allowed them all, I just kept recording and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have enough memory on my SD cards, and I was running out of room and I was only halfway done my trip. So I ended up having to sit down and figure out how to edit and how to upload and all the things for a vlog. It's a little bit different than just straight shotgun style podcasts that I do. There was, you had to throw in cutscenes and there's movie terms for that. B shots, like B-rolls. And then, it's a B-roll. Yeah, it's called a B-roll, where they just show a clip of something and they play music in the background or whatever, right? When you're watching a movie and then they're in a certain city, they'll show like a skyline view of that city and they'll play some music. That's the things I was trying to do with my vlogs. I was trying to make them look, enjoyable to watch and for people to get to see the roads that I travel on. And I was basically editing my vlogs to create space on my GoPro so I could record more. And next year when I do this, I will not do that. I will not allow it to accumulate all up and to stack up. I will actually do this thing that I learned in the Tony Robbins UPW event, and it's called blocking. It's like chunking. You break things up into little bits, little pieces, so you're not overwhelmed with everything at once. And I actually used this in at the very beginning of the pandemic, when all the gyms closed down, and I needed to do something to keep my mental health more in check. So I started to run more. And when I first started to run, I knew there was no way I'd be able to run a half an hour straight. So how I would do it is I would block it. I would run for a minute, walk for a minute, run for a minute, walk for a minute. And eventually I built up my heart health to be able to run for 2 minutes and then walk for a minute. And then eventually I was running for 3 minutes and walking for 30 seconds. And then I was running for 5 minutes and then walking for a minute. And I was focusing on chunking it, not trying to just go all out right out of the bat. I wasn't trying to run for 30 minutes straight out of the gate, because there was no way I'd be able to do that. I would just set myself up for failure and to discourage myself right away that, I'm out of shape, blah, 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 I'm this, I'm that, that self-doubt, that self-talk. I would have done that if I tried to run 30 minutes out the gate. And if you are someone who wants to go to the gym, someone who wants to work out, someone who wants to get healthier, to maybe lose some weight, gain some muscle, and you're thinking about going to the gym, I recently discovered something right before the summer. I was listening to this episode with this fitness guy, and he actually talks about how he trains his clients when they first start working out. So he would get his clients to train very subtly so they wouldn't get discouraged. And he would basically break it into 2 to 3 times a week, where he would do full body workouts, so that his clients wouldn't get overwhelmed and be way too sore 4 or 5 days later. He wanted them to be encouraged to keep going to the gym. He wanted them to feel good. He wanted them to have more energy. So he would break it down into 3 days a week. One day you would hit mid-chest for 3 sets of 15. You want to struggle around the 14-15 set each time. Then you would do a lat pull down, same thing, 3x15. You would do hamstring curls, 3x15, and then you could do shoulder presses, 3x15, and then jump on the treadmill. And you're not going to run. All you want to do is just put it on a 2.0 to 2.5 quarter speed, and then on an incline anywhere from 5.0 to 7.0, and just walk on an incline. Walking is one of the most underrated exercises we can do for our hearts. And that's the way I started looking at my cardio now, is working on my heart health in order for me to enjoy dancing more. I do my cardio now because I'm understanding that I'm working out my heart to strengthen it so I can dance harder and I can actually enjoy dancing. Because there are some dancers you see out there that they are not having a good time and they're struggling with it and they just feel miserable, and you could see it in them. They're not enjoying it because they're not working their heart out often. They're not doing what that heart is intended to do. We still are in our hunter-gatherer mind frames, that fight or flight life. And it's just only recently, within these last 200 to 300 years, where we've evolved, where we don't have to go and hunt and source for our food. We can just go down to the grocery store. We don't even need to go to the grocery store. They'll just deliver the food straight to you. You can go on an app, have all your grocery list ordered. So you do that on a Monday, back to the main story. Then on a Wednesday, you go in and you would do incline bench press. And then you would do rows. Doesn't matter what kind of rows there are, but there's machines. Jump on a machine and do a row for your back. And then you would do squats for your glutes. And then you could do triceps. 4 body parts. Then you do the same thing. Jump on that treadmill. Go for a walk on an incline. And what you want to do when you're on the treadmill is act like you're walking outside. Have your hands beside you. Or just hold your phone and look at your phone. Don't hold on to the handlebars at all. Just walk like you normally walk outside. If you're looking at your phone, it's okay. And then Friday will come along. And then you'll do an incline bench press or an incline fly. And then you can do shrugs. And then you could do a workout for your quads. And then you could do core. Same thing. Back on the treadmill. Incline. Slight steady walk. Until that becomes a habit. You want to break it down. You want to block it. You want to chunk it up. You don't want to just go out of the gate saying, hey, I want to lose 60 pounds. If you do that, you're going to set yourself up for, or whatever the number is, right? Just say it's some big number. Instead of breaking it into just going to the gym 3 times a week to strengthen my heart, get it going, strengthen my muscles a little bit, get more energy. And if you really wanted to break your weight goal up, you could do it into quarters. Just say for the first quarter would be 3 months, right? 3 times 4 is 12, right? 3 months. Say in 3 months, I want to lose 10 pounds. How does that sound? 3 months to lose 10 pounds, 10 to 15 pounds. That actually seems a lot more achievable than just looking at it like saying, I want to lose 100 pounds or I want to lose 50 pounds. When you break it into a smaller number, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. Even with myself, when I started to run, I wasn't going out of the hop to say, hey, I'm going to run 30 minutes. I'm going to run 45 minutes. When I hadn't ran in a while, like months, almost a year. I knew I wasn't able to just run out of the gates and run for half an hour straight because of what I learned at the UPW event with Tony Robbins. I learned how to chunk it, how to block it. So, when I started to get my health a little bit healthier, I would look at a stop sign. And I would say, all right, I'm going to make it to that stop sign. And then I would see something else visual. I'd see a tree. All right, run to that tree. Now to that fire hydrant. Now to that car. And so on and so on. I had to break it down and chunk it. And that's when I was able to actually run longer. When I've actually built up that stamina, the endurance, I strengthened my heart. That was after I'd run, for 30 seconds, walk for 30, run for 30, walk for 30. I slowly had to build that up to be able to run 45 minutes straight. I wasn't able just to jump, put the shoes on, run out the door for 45 minutes when I hadn't ran in like a year. There's just no way I could do that. So that's how I broke it down. And that's how you want to break things down. Not to get discouraged, not to get overwhelmed with any goal. And the reason why I talk about fitness, because everyone wants to be healthier. Everyone wants to enjoy life more. When you see someone who works out, they just have that certain glow from them, right? You just know that they feel more confident in who they are. They feel more, happy with life. They just have more energy within them. And that's from that discipline of going to the gym. They created a lifestyle around working out. And it takes I think it's like 24 days to create a habit, and then they say it takes 90 days to make that a lifestyle. So what you want to do is just do those 3 workouts a week until it becomes more of a habit. So a month later, 2 months later, you go 4 days a week. Or you could even go to the gym in between your rest days and just walk on that treadmill for a half an hour. When you look at it that way, just going to the gym 3 times a week for 40 to 60 minutes a day, that seems doable. Anyone can do that. I guarantee that you're watching Netflix longer than that. Just download a movie on Netflix and do that. Watch your Netflix on the treadmill. And that's actually how I reward myself with certain TV shows. I'm a big Walking Dead person. I love zombies. I love things like that. There was another TV show that I was watching was Dark Winds. That was a good TV show. And how I would get myself to do cardio is I would reward myself by watching those TV shows while doing my cardio. Now that I've caught up on all my shows, I'm just watching YouTube. I just watch Powwow. It inspires me to keep pushing myself, and I'm learning the songs, and I'm watching other dancers, and I'm just, it's what inspires me to jump on that treadmill. It pushes me to become harder, to become better than who I was. And you just got to find little things like that that'll motivate you, and you can also reward yourself. Say you have a favorite TV show. Download a couple episodes, and then when you're doing your cardio, watch that episode. And before you know it, your 20 minutes is up. And then you're like, oh wow, that was good. And then you reward yourself again, by watching your TV show during that cardio session. And you start to program that reward with working out. You're breaking it down. You're chunking it, And I learned that the hard way this summer, because I allowed all my vlogs to accumulate, and then I had to create that space on the SD card, and that was just something I wasn't doing what I learned. I was veering off. So next summer, when I go to vlog, I'm going to set out a Monday morning or a Tuesday morning, an hour when I'm drinking my coffee, just to edit and upload. Just give myself an hour, and it'll be kind of cool because as I upload them, people will kind of almost be able to watch live, depending on how many powers I go to and where I end up going next summer. That'll be kind of cool, right? It's almost like you're watching it live. You want to break it down into steps. So don't get discouraged when you go out to set a goal for next year. Don't look at the total picture. Break that total picture into quadrants, into quarters, into sections, into months, into weeks, and just realize how much easier and more doable that will be able to happen. I guarantee you won't get discouraged that way. So, with that, I want you to comment what's one goal you want to achieve in 2023. And if you're listening to this on the podcast link, then jump over to my YouTube and comment down below what you want to watch, or what you want to achieve in 2023. What's one goal that you want to achieve in 2023? And who knows, maybe someone in the comments will have tips on how to be able to reach that, or I can help you figure out how to reach that. There's always a way to achieve any goal. And with the proper community, the proper guidance, the proper coaches, breaking it down into blocks, chunks, you can do that. So like this podcast, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. You're watching this on Apple or whatever, subscribe. It'll really help out with the algorithms. I'm building it. And then jump over to YouTube and comment one thing you're going to do in 2023. And this help you reach that goal. So with that, I'm going to jump off this podcast. Sukani on Winnegit Dagas. And remember, everything always happens for the right reasons. Take care.